All right. So going to share this trade I took today. Um, I'm currently back at home. I evacuated Tampa for the hurricane. So I was trading off my laptop today. So the recording might be a little bit weird compared to my normal recording. I'm not sure. We'll see how it publishes. If it publishes, all right. But essentially, what I was looking for here, okay, we continued to get a nice reaction off of this weekly fair value gap. Okay, so I was looking for buys. All right. I was looking to target, well, my final target would have been this previous weekly high. But because I was trading intraday and it was the afternoon session, I didn't want to aim for something that high, even though we did end up actually, well, almost taking it out. You'll see. But I wanted to aim for something a little bit more within reach because, I'm trying to trade intraday here. So what we're doing here is you'll see, if we go to the 1 hour, there's not much to show on the 4 hour there, but the 1 hour, I didn't trade the AM session here because I got in late last night with my flight. So I didn't want to, my schedule was a little out of whack, so I didn't want to get up and trade the AM session. So I waited until the PM session here. You can see we did wick above these highs, but we didn't close above the wicks here. So to me, this was still an area of liquidity and it was showing resistance. And then we traded back down into a 1 hour fair value gap. And then, right, you see it consolidated after the distribution here during the lunch session. And then 1:30 comes around. It had its manipulation prior, and then 1:30 was the start of its distribution higher once more, its second leg. So I was able to get in here. What I did was, again, we have the sweep of liquidity on the 15-minute here. We have the 1 hour fair value gap as our higher time frame PD array, and then we'll go to the 5 minute. Sorry, we'll go to the 1 minute just to show the entry. I was a little bit concerned about these lows, like this low staying intact, but the draw to me was pretty clear. The draw to me was pretty clear that I was targeting this high here from the AM session, right? As well as these highs here, equal highs. So the draw was pretty clear. And what you'll see is I entered off of this candle here, this first down candle after this big move, somewhat big move, distribution. Wicked back down into the fair value gap that got created on the 1 minute. And then, it was in a bit of drawdown consolidated my entry for a few minutes, bit of drawdown, and then eventually it ripped. I had 5 contracts on this trade, so I took 3 off here. And then I took 1 off here, and then the last one I let run to the final TP. So that's how I managed to trade. After I took the first 3 contracts off here, I set my stop to break even. After I had 2 contracts left and I took 1 of the 2 off here, I set my stop loss to underneath this low. And then that's it. So price ran. Yeah, it was a nice trade today. I've been patient so far this week. I didn't trade yesterday because price action just wasn't conducive for me to take a trade. And today I didn't wake up for AM session. There really wasn't anything for me during AM session. I don't think so. I'm happy with the move that I caught here on the PM session, and yeah, I felt pretty good holding it, right? Psychology wise, I didn't feel too anxious or anything like that. So yeah, but good trade overall. That's pretty much me journaling, or that's pretty much my journal of the trade. I don't know. When I was in the trade, I really wanted to see us close above this 5-minute fair value gap to inverse it, and we did. This could have been a great second entry if I was. I don't pyramid, but if I did, really nice second entry off of the inversion fair value gap / fair value gap here, especially because we're leaving these highs untouched. And so, right, great second entry. Let's say here. Actually, let's see. I want to see something. Right. If we get in there off the inversion fair value gap, have the stop a little bit tighter, just underneath the inversion fair value gap, and target this, right? Great second entry, potentially for another 1 to 2. So, but yeah, no, good trade. As you can see, it almost came and actually took the previous weekly high. It hasn't yet. That is still the objective, and I'm very positive we'll take that by the end of the week here, especially with CPI on Thursday. I mean, we got some volatility left in us. It's only Tuesday, so yeah, I don't think it's going to reverse for the week here, but anything's possible. So yeah, that was the trade, and yeah, so hopefully this recording turned out good enough. But